Take 23. Hey, can I do this? No, what? But I like it. I mean, okay, if you want to embarrass yourself, then sure. I'm pretty sure that everyone in their life has suffered from some sort of social injustice before. Whether that was changing yourself because you were called annoying in the seventh grade, or only being allowed certain things because that was socially acceptable. That's the issue with society these days. These social norms have deprived generations from going outside what they're familiar with. This can range from socioeconomic to regular daily things like how to eat and walk to other things like discrimination. Now, this can be interpreted in several different ways, but the main question of the day is, how would modern-day society be different if there was a more open-minded social system? Starting with the definition of society, the aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. Society is a collective arrangement of people living with the same ideals and beliefs for the most part. Inside of the main society aspect, people have developed what is considered the norm. This list includes which ways are acceptable to breathe, act, know, and like what you're just expected to do in a social gathering. Of course, there's more than just these, but the list keeps going on and on and on that it would take up more than I'm supposed to record. Anyways, people more or less follow this strict list of rules and live your average 9 to 5 work life. Those who go outside of this are deemed as weird and unusual. To be fair, those words themselves aren't really that bad, unless you say them to someone whose entire existence is doing that weird thing. Children are brutal when it comes to insults. There have been countless instances and videos of children being absolute menaces. Or, from personal experience, my little sister telling me to change my shirt because I look weird. Anyway, one reason I believe children are like this is because, for the most part, they have no filter. We'll eventually gain a filter because we're taught what to do and what not to do and follow how we were raised. None of this is actually how we were born. We learn about morals and follow our own moral compasses that stem off of their own moral compasses, and it's just a loop. Now, actually getting to the main question of how would modern day society be different if there was a more open-minded social system? If society had a kind of social system, none of the things we considered out of the norm would be considered out of the norm. These things would just be considered living life and enjoying your life. For example, children would have more freedom to do the things they enjoy with no shame, as well as people would be less likely prone to discrimination. Of course, with every argument, there must be a counter-argument. Some may say that with the kind of social system that we have already, there would be anarchy and confusion. Well, yes, some ordered society is necessary, so not everything is in absolute chaos, but having too many restrictions can do the opposite of what was originally intended. Some may say the social norms that we have now are already open-minded enough, but the countless rates and spikes of mental health plummeting are enough evidence alone that the future that children are growing up in is doing nothing but teaching them how to survive the next day. Let people be people and let the children be children. To answer, how would modern day society be different if there was a more open-minded social system? Society would definitely have some issues developing with the normal rates as it does now, but it would help with allowing people to express themselves more freely. People wouldn't have to hide what they enjoy. The community would be more connected as a whole, there'd be less discrimination, etc. Anyways, thank you for listening in to my not technical TED Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Go be your best at being a good person.